Hello, movie lovers. Thank you for clicking on the video and welcome to Double Cut Reaction channel where I bring you a European perspective to movies, or at least I try to. Today on the docket we have a movie by A24. It's called Civil War, came out last year. I was intrigued that this movie signaled like a new era maybe for A24. If I remember correctly, they raised quite a bit of cash for the sole purpose of trying to make bigger budget movies, trying to make that jump to a bigger Hollywood studio or a production company, making movies, in that 30, 40, 50, 60 million range, where previously they worked mostly at indie scale with lower budgets and obviously had a lot of success. They built a brand and a name for themselves, but I guess they just wanted a little bit more. And I think it worked out well for them because this is their highest budget movie, but also the highest grossing movie of theirs as well. Another reason would be just a splendid, great cast. Kirsten Dunst, her husband Jesse Plemons, Stephen McKinley Henriksen, and also Kaylee Spini, an upcomer, or maybe I should say a rising star. I've seen she also stars in Alien Romulus, a movie I haven't seen yet, but it's definitely on the watch list. Another reason, and this is probably the most relevant reason right now, is ever since the movie came out, I think a lot of changes have happened in US politics. Now, will this movie give me any insights into current political happenings? I don't know, probably not. That's too much to expect from any piece of art, but I think it's timely, so that's the reason I'm watching. And before we jump into the movie, I'll note two things that I do know about it. One, there's a scene where Jesse Plemons asks the question, what kind of American you are? I saw that out of a context, so I'm intrigued to see what the context is. Oh, and someone also, I think I've read it online and it's stuck in my head, that this movie is about like war conflict photographers who usually go to other countries to photograph and document, the destruction that's happening. Except in this movie, it's all happening back home in America. And with all of that said, let's get into the movie. We're already deep in the conflict. I think that's the president speaking, right? All right, I didn't expect the movie start like mid-conflict, actually. I thought they'll maybe do like a preamble to how it happened, how it came to be.
Today, I can announce that the so-called Western forces of Texas and California.
Texas and California? How did those two states come to fight side by side? You know what? With what's happening in the current US politics, sure, I'll buy that.
We are now closer than ever to a historic victory.
So who's on his side? Like, what states are left fighting for the government? For Washington, I guess? I wonder what city this is. I'm not the best when it comes to US geography, but I know some stuff. Like, I know the coasts. If they're running low on water, it seems like the EU, China, or some other countries should send like humanitarian help then, maybe? Oh, is she like a suicide bomber? She has the blank face, the blank stare. Ooh, that's a hit.
So much.
Oh, she's even carrying the American flag, doing a suicide run. Ooh. Well, she got the job done. Not sure what her political motivations were, but... Oh, this is NYPD, so this is New York, okay. All right.
The Florida Alliance aren't far south of that.
The Florida Alliance. So, is Florida Alliance allied with Texas and California, or... At least the original American Civil War was fairly easy to follow. North versus South, and the political reasoning was clearer. Maybe we'll get more on politics later, deeper into the movie.
Kevlar, okay? If you're planning on attending any more stuff like that. I am, yeah.
Okay, I gotta go off for a second here about the blurry backgrounds here. The shallow depth of field, the narrow field of view, whatever you want to call it. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's in the recent years, it's been a trend to blur everything in the background. While I just want to see things, okay? Let me see the people like sitting to the left here. It doesn't, I don't know, like personally just does not look good. It looks like bad
What's
TV. It looks like
Jesse.
TV that's trying to look like a movie to me.
So, Jess,
Okay, so this is like pretty interesting because from what I understand, she's a well-renowned combat zone photographer, and she is seeing what she saw, you know, in Middle East, in Africa, elsewhere, outside of US, the same. She's capturing the same images now inside of US. Kind of a chickens coming home to roost type of situation. That's a saying, right? I'm pretty sure that's a saying. Damn, snipers on the roof. Okay. Lots more people on bikes. Probably shortages of petrol, diesel, or either the prices are really high. Okay, so we do have our goal for this movie. Get to DC, interview the president. And we have a couple of passengers as well. Okay. So like a 4-man crew going to DC. Washington? What's the difference?
Think is gonna do well running for cover with.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure this actor is Wagner Moura. I'm going to make sure in the edit that if he's not in, I'm not putting this part in. But I'm pretty sure he's a Brazilian actor who starred in those special forces movies that I've had in my watch list also for a long time. So if you've seen those, what do you think about them? Should I like watch them and give my reaction? Okay, so they're saying the destination is DC. Washington? Oh, it's like Washington DC, District of Columbia, right? Sorry, but as a European, the geography of the US is sort of like opaque to me a little bit. Damn, this looks quite post-apocalyptic as well. This is straight up just from like The Walking Dead or something. You could capture the screenshot, put like The Walking Dead season 6 episode 4, and people go, yeah, that tracks. I wonder how far the press credentials are going to get them in this journey. I'm feeling for good dramatic tension, some soldiers are just not gonna care for them.
Mr. President, do you regret any actions implemented during your third term in
Oh,
office?
third term.
In retrospect, Mr. President, do you still think it was wise to disband the FBI?
Okay.
Sir, how is your policy evolving in the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
Now we're talking.
Just be sure you get...
We're getting a little bit of information how this came to be. I'm assuming a president went for like a third term and some states said, okay, oh buddy, whole horses here, we're not chill with that. And one thing leading to another. Oh, that was a body hanging, I'm pretty sure. And pretty sure these guys have to do something with it.
Help you folks? Just looking for gas.
Gotta look for fuel permit.
There are permits for fuel. I know in some US states, like, you cannot service yourself at a gas station. There are gas attendants. You can't even like pump, put the gas in the car. But this is a little bit extreme. Come on.
300 for half a tank and 2 cans.
300 buys you a sandwich. We got ham.
The inflation hasn't stopped, huh?
300 Canadian.
Oh, interesting. The Canadian dollar has value.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it would be in a state consumed by conflict, armed conflict. I have a bad feeling about this little subplot happening. Oh, there are multiple bodies hanging. Damn. A complete breakdown of law. Just guys with guns being judged jury executioner. Jesus. Oh, I did not like that look.
How are they?
Looters.
Oh, they're still alive. I kind of assumed they were dead, but
Went to high school together.
Jesus, former classmates and yeah, like a complete breakdown in society because of who can and who chooses to use force.
I'd like to take your picture.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Would that actually work?
Between the two.
Hey, just like, would that disarm the situation?
Once you start asking yourself those questions, you can't stop. So we don't ask. We record so other people ask. Want to be a journalist?
That's the motto, right? Don't interfere, don't ask questions, just observe.
Like a good place for a toilet break?
Just pull it.
Okay, I'm much more digging this post-rock instrumental track. I think that fits the vibes way more. Will
Shoot it.
will Kirsten Dunst's character like teacher things now?
Yeah.
They're my dad's cameras, actually. Don't worry, he's not dead. He's sitting on his farm in Missouri pretending like none of this is happening.
That's one way to deal with a civil war, I guess. If you're afforded that luxury.
It's my choice.
Right. And I'll remember that when you lose your shit or you get blown up or shot.
Would you photograph that moment if I got shot?
Ooh. That's a good
What do
question.
you think?
No, that felt like foreshadowing.
This gunfire is getting extremely fucking hard.
Whoa, 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 let's
shit,
hold our horses here.
We'll take a look.
Cool.
He is somewhat charming, but
My advice, don't expect to sleep. That way if you do, it's a nice surprise.
I do like the lighting on her face, like it's pretty cool.
You gonna sleep?
Or I can stay up with you. Keep you company.
Is the guy a perv?
No, I
I hope he's not a
don't
perv.
be,
If you do get freaked out or something, just wake me up.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, now just walk away, my man. You don't need to keep pushing. Whoa, 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 okay, that was a quick switch up. What the? So he's just stuck here. Okay, would the combatants actually allow the press to be so close to the action? I mean, the hostiles shooting from up top, they're not gonna read the signs on the helmets that say press. They'll just open fire into a group of their enemies. Guys with Hawaiian shirts is actually how I would imagine a current day American Civil War to look like. Man, they kind of look like vultures circling around the dead. I'm guessing that's the intended imagery by director. Alright, seriously, what if someone flanks them from behind and starts shooting? They're not gonna care if they're press. Is that actually how press operate in combat zones? I'm betting that's a trap. Someone is playing audio in order to lure the enemies towards the sound. Oh, never mind. No, it's just a guy, not a trap at all. Yep. Just like that. Okay. I guess this is just also like a caricature on the ridiculousness of war. The soundtrack, the way these guys are dressed, the colors that contrast with the grim things that are happening here. Are they being led to their execution? Yeah, they're gonna get shot. Right. 1 second they're laughing, another people are executed, and they're like back to laughing. At least the Wagner Morris character.
What a fucking rush!
What about all the people that died though?
The press?
A little bit ironic given that the current US government is completely gutting the foreign aid to these organizations. And now, in this movie at least, the Americans are the ones benefiting.
When you were in college, you took the motherfucking legendary photo of the Antifa massacre.
The what massacre? The Antifa massacre. Antifa got massacred? I guess that's another political breadcrumb of how the Civil War came to be. Whoa, straight up bodies hanging from the highway? Wait, are these just like normal suburbs that somehow haven't been touched by Civil War? Oh, okay, so our characters are just as confused as I am. Like, yeah, what the hell?
Did we just drive through a time portal?
Yeah, a little idyllic fairy tale American suburb, or like, I guess not a suburb, little town. Is there some dark secret behind the nice facade?
Feel free to look around.
Normal business working normally, like nothing's happening. I guess some people would talk themselves into continuing, you know, the daily routines even amidst Civil War.
Out of interest, but are you guys aware there's like a
Right.
pretty huge Civil
That's
War
a good
going
that's a
on
good question.
all across America?
Oh, sure, but we just try to stay out.
We just try to stay out. You know, we don't want to get involved.
Stay out.
With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the
Right, but it's a luxury that is not afforded to vast majority of people who are stuck in these types of conflicts. I like the performances so far quite a lot. Well, mostly the Kirsten Dunst performance. I think she's giving a lot to a pretty thin character, at least so far.
Turn around. I want to take your photo. Me?
Yes.
You're pretty when you smile.
Okay, is there a vibe going on between them that I picked up, or am I misreading the vibes?
Not gonna take a picture?
Right. You know what, though?
Ouch.
Running with
That.
a on film.
Look at the tops of the buildings.
Oh,
Be subtle.
what is there? Oh, gunman, snipers. Even that's how this little town affords its idyllic facade. It's still not normal. It's normal on the first look, but the normality is, you know, just a front that's liable to collapse at any moment.
As long as he isn't dead before I get there.
This has been going too well so far. It's like an idyllic road trip. Okay, the vibes, after I said that, the vibes immediately shifted.
Should we keep going?
All right, there we go.
You never know what's coming around the next corner.
Well, that felt foreshadowy. You never know what's coming around the next corner. And of course, there's someone coming, I guess, well, yeah, behind the corner, just, you know, quite literally behind them.
What the fuck? Tony?
Oh, they know each other. Yeah, that's a horrible way to introduce to the people, at least some people you don't know.
I gotta do it. What?
Never mind, that was actually quite smooth.
Where did they go?
Yeah, they're gone. Oh, this does not look good. So this will be the what kind of American are you scene. Oh, the bodies. Okay, this has gone from suspect to white dyer.
Trespassers. We're cool.
Those people do not want to be seen doing what...
Right, the fact that your press won't help. It might actually be a deterrent.
I'm going down.
Come on, let's see. Me too.
I'm telling you, every instinct in me says this is death, okay?
Oof.
You stay.
I hope
Because you're old and you can't.
Stanley survives until the end of the movie. I like Scott McKinley Henderson, but he has had a couple of death flags here. He's always such a warm presence on screen. You immediately like this guy, so... Oh, that is very much a mass grave. Okay, these guys are not messing around.
What's in Charlottesville?
Good hiking?
Don't joke, man. This is not the time. Tone it down.
Actually, we are covering the university camp.
This guy's your colleague? This guy here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
That guy?
this is going very badly. Whoa. That was like very casual, like matter of factly, just.
Just what?
We're American, okay?
Okay. What kind of American are you?
Let's get into this. Let's talk what it means to be an American in a
Central
civil
American,
war,
South American.
right?
It's the show me state, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what they call it?
Okay, maybe this is not the moment, but
Why do they
look
call it
how
show me state?
blurred out the backgrounds are. Like you can't even see the trees, the leaves. Look, it's
You don't know?
I don't want to harp too much, but we gotta do something about it.
It's American. It is American. Colorado, Missouri. That's what I'm talking about. It's American.
Just the states where you were born, that's American.
Who's this guy hiding over here? Buddy! What's your deal? Where are you from?
He's obviously in shock.
Huh?
I'm from Hong Kong.
Oh,
Oh, China.
that's not it. I mean,
China! What?
Just stop it, okay?
not that it didn't matter. I thought he was going to shoot the guy, whatever he. Oh, whoa! What? What a name by Scott McKinley Henderson there. He knocked out the two guys that he needed to knock out with like one bump, I guess. Wow, this is a very effective shot. I can't show this on YouTube, but if you've seen the movie, it's the one where Kaylee Spiney is crawling over the dead bodies in the pit. It's yeah. And now the movie is not as fun anymore. Yeah, that makes that makes sense.
Gotta
That's
stop.
understandable.
What are you talking about?
I can't drive.
We can't stop. We gotta fucking drive.
I can't.
No, not. I knew I knew the moment he started talking about death, how it's like certain death to go in there. Oh no, man, Sammy, hold on. Maybe he'll live. Maybe he'll live. Maybe he'll live. Okay. Maybe he'll live, but it does not sound good. The gargling is pretty bad. Yeah, it looks like it's his last moments. Again, incredible imagery, really cool shots, but oh, we're getting closer to the front lines now. That's what all this military equipment is probably supposed to signal, right? Yeah, this is a staging area. Okay, so we can probably find like medical help for Sammy. And nope, we were too late. Oh man. Oh, that's a cool choice to cut out his screams. The 2 stars. Okay, Western Forces. Okay, so these guys have the Air Force and the planes behind them. That's why they're winning. I was about to say, like earlier in the movie, my money is on the side that, you know, has the airplanes. Oh man, she couldn't help it. She had to take a picture. Just professional instincts kicked in. Oh, she's gonna delete it. Okay, that's fair.
I know. I heard your condolences. It means a lot. Now, just tell her.
What's
We loved Sammy.
happening?
Everyone did.
Thank you, Anya.
Fuck. The Western forces are moving into D.C. Earlier today, the government military basically surrendered.
Okay, so that what?
It's true.
Oh, so that means like no interview with the president?
Now. Few do-or-die soldiers, handful of Secret Service. WF's gonna roll right in.
Yeah, no battles left.
We're too late. We missed the story. And Sammy
Didn't
even
yeah.
die for any.
3 people died on their little road trip and they won't even get to achieve what they set out to do. Jesus.
Processing.
Okay, look. You know, this is like the 3rd time that I'm complaining about the blurred out backgrounds, but once you start seeing them in basically every modern movie, you can't unsee them. I'm sorry to anyone who's like watching this and will start noticing this, but we gotta fight against this. We gotta do something. I've been rather enjoying this movie, but these backgrounds just like take it so much away from the movie. I mean, I think they can still go to Washington, right? There'd be probably a ton of things to capture, to cover. You could still write a good story. You could still get a good story out of it. Okay, now this heightened blur works for me, like very intentional, exaggerated blur. Yeah, I can get behind to show, you know, if the filmmaker wants to show the emotions of the characters. Their inner state, how they're feeling, how they're dissociating. Alright, so this is the final section of the movie, I presume. You could call it, I don't know, like the assault on Washington, quite literally. Immediately what draws my eye, again as a European who hasn't visited DC himself, but I've seen it in Hollywood movies. But what I haven't seen is the place getting assaulted, basically, by other Americans. Just for that reason alone, I feel like this movie features like a few unique images that I haven't seen anywhere else. And honestly, that's what movies are all about. Showing you images you haven't seen before. Well, they're still hunting for a good picture, or a good story to tell. Shouldn't they be wearing helmets? Is that the Washington Monument? And that's the White House, yeah. Again, haven't seen Americans trying to storm a White House. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen that in movies. If you have other examples, please let me know down below. Alright, come on. Our characters have to have helmets here now. I was about to say, what happens if their like infantry fighting vehicle that they're hiding behind gets blown up? Like the people shooting rockets at it won't care that some people hiding behind it are labeled press.
What do you hear they're gonna do with it?
Kill! No capture! Whoever gets a fucking gun to his head first!
Okay, so that's our goal for the characters right now, right? Just like get a picture of the dead president, be the first ones to document it. Also, why are the Secret Service still fighting? I get like, you know, no surrender, let's fight till the last blood drop, but you have no chance. You're surrounded. The other side has airplanes, infantry fighting vehicles, tanks. Just drop the weapons, man. Nothing good can come out of it. The press just walked into the White House that is under assault, really? Just like that? The military arrives later than the press.
Him anywhere until we have agreed terms. We need a guarantee of safe passage for the president, and we need extraction to a neutral territory.
I don't feel like they have the leverage here.
Nah, no terms. Bring him out here.
We gotta move, Sergeant.
You
Ma'am,
shouldn't be
President
making
is willing
demands here.
Gunner, point, check, moving.
That was solved quickly. Oh no. Oh, that's... She's gonna get shot instead. and she'll be the one to take this picture of her. Oh. So I guessed it half right. It was foreshadowing, but the roles were reversed from what I thought. I thought Kirsten Dunst's character was going to be the one forced to make a choice or forced to take the picture there. I mean, Kaylee Spini got her killed. That is something she'll have to live with for the rest of her life. One final look back. And moving on. Jeez, that's brutal.
Wait!
Oh?
Wait!
I need a quote.
Don't let him kill me.
Yeah. That'll do.
That's a telling quote. Shows his character fairly well. Nick Offerman had like one day on set, right? Well, I have thoughts on this movie, but let's start from the end here. That last 1/3, that whole section, I guess you could call it like assault on Washington, might have been the most effective part, or at least the part that I enjoyed the most, definitely. Well, besides the encounter with Jesse Plemons and his whole conversation about what kind of American are you, I feel like maybe that was the point where the movie could have explored some political themes and maybe dug down deeper, but it's weirdly a movie about a civil war in America is apolitical. Again, I don't know if that is because Alex Garland is British and he might have not been interested in that. I do wonder how an American filmmaker would have told the story, because Alex, I feel, or the creators behind this movie definitely took approach, let's tell the story through the eyes of combat zone photographers. I really enjoyed the line of like Kirsten Dunst, who said, oh, my reporting in foreign countries, I meant that as a warning to us back home, and then she got the opportunity, I guess, to do the same work back home. I don't know if that is actually how war reporters do their daily jobs, if they are truly that concerned about just getting the shot, just capturing the moment, capturing events, people, they don't get involved, they are fairly apolitical, it seems. And I feel like this could be like a good opportunity for someone who actually has experience in the field to, you know, make one of those Vanity Fair videos that says a war photographer reacts to civil war. I feel like that could be a good idea. Someone go and do that, please. Turns out someone did that already. Deutsche Welle interviewed 6 war photographers about their line of work and thoughts on this movie. I'll link the video down below. Because again, this whole conflict is still a story very much about them. The first 2/3 of the movie are basically a road trip of 4 people that get punctuated by moments of civil war happening around them. I enjoyed that little town that they went into that seemingly had a facade of normalcy that was then punctured if you just looked up a little bit who is standing on the roofs and who is guarding the place. One thing I'll complain about, and I talked about this in the recording a couple of times, the shallow depth of field that gives the movie, the background of the movie, this blurry look. And this is not the fault of Civil War alone. There are a lot of modern movies who look like that, a lot of TV shows that look like that. And I'm getting a little bit pissed off. I just want to see the background clearly. Now I understand that the creators have a use for it. If they want to show that a character is isolated or alone with his thoughts, or maybe dissociating and not connecting with environment around him, that works well. But now we're getting these blurry backgrounds in just a normal dialogue scene, like back-to-back dialogue scene. And even though I have a few other thoughts about this movie, especially the politics of it, I did enjoy it overall. It was interesting to see war scenes that usually are shown in movies, but they happen in, you know, Middle East, Latin America, even Europe. Those same scenes were now played out on in American suburbia and the heartlands of US. So by the power of novelty alone, I think this movie deserves some attention. I won't ramble on any longer, but if you do want to hear me rambling even more, I do have an active Twitch channel and some social media here, down here as well. But as for me, and as for Civil War, and as for this video, I'm done. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.